All right, we have now made it to the Safi River, home of our more aquatic species, or just some animals that like to hang around the water. And already to the right-hand side, I spy with my little eye the pink-back pelicans hanging out over there, everyone. Pink-back pelicans are named for the pink backs that they have during mating season, which is very romantic of them. It is almost like they are blushing. And they're also one of the rare pelican species to nest in trees. Oh, now everybody look to your left. I know it's going to be sunny again, but we found a bloat of hippo over there. A bloat is what we call a group of hippopotamus, everyone. I love my animal group names, so we are going to talk about a few of them today. That's the first one, the bloat of hippo. And everybody, those are Nile hippopotamus. We know that because, well, this is the river they're in now. And everybody, they get their name from the Latin word meaning river horse. That's a really good nickname for them, really good name for them, because they spend a lot of their time in the river. They run on the river's floor, they sleep fully submerged underwater, and all of that is all the more impressive when you learn they can't actually breathe underwater. So how do they do it? Well, they instinctively come up to take a breath every few minutes or so, and then they sink right on back down, all while remaining fully asleep. Now, a full-grown hippo can weigh the same as a small car, so they are quite large animals as well. And speaking of large animals, do keep your eyes out for the Nile crocodile. We could potentially spot one out here. Nile crocodile are the largest species of crocodile in Africa. They can be 16 feet long, fully grown. Very, very long, almost as long as a giraffe is tall. And we know them, of course, for their big shark toothy grins, right? Their sharp teeth, but they can be pretty gentle when they want to be. In fact, a Nile crocodile will aid in the hatching of their own eggs by gently rolling their eggs into their mouths when the time comes. They kind of gnaw on the eggshells, help soften them up a bit, and helps their babies poke through without as much hassle. Nile crocodile also can eat up to half of their body weight in one sitting, which means they only need to eat once a week. Once a week! Oh my goodness, can you imagine that, everyone? Whew, I don't think I could do it. I'm gonna be really honest with you all. I don't think I could be a Nile crocodile. I simply like to snack too much, I'm afraid, but hey, if it works for them, well, more power to them.
Hour is the new week.
Alrighty, everybody, we are now heading on to the savannah. You're gonna notice a pretty distinct change of scenery out here. Gone are those densely shrouded forests, and here we are entering the wide open grassy plains. So what does that mean for the animals out here? Well, it means the camouflage is kind of out. There's not as many places for them to blend in and hide out here, and instead, safety in numbers will be the key to their survival and success. The animals out here are pack and herd animals, everyone. I like to say that means they have all conquered the art of teamwork makes the dream work. And so if you see one of something, there's probably more hanging around close by, so we'll keep our eyes out and definitely see some animals up ahead. It's getting a little later in the evening, so we'll see how many of them are still out and about and how many of them went to find somewhere a little warmer to hang out. But there are definitely animals up ahead. Let's see who they are. I'm thinking they're Ankole cows based on the fact that they have really big horns. Let's go get a closer look.
Did you see the elusive Silverado back there? Silverado? So bad next to an Impala.
My friends, they are definitely Ankole cows over here, also known as Watusi cows, from the tribe that first domesticated them. They do have really large horns here, but their horns aren't solid all the way through like you might expect. They actually have a honeycomb shape on the inside. And in their herds, they will have a designated auntie cow that will stay behind to watch over all the little babies as they take their naps, so very family focused. Now you might notice this one here has really big horns compared to the other three. That's because it's a full-grown adult cow. The other three are slightly younger, not babies, but not full-grown adults yet either. They're about 3-ish years old by the looks of them. So those horns of theirs are going through what I like to say is their equivalent of the awkward teenager phase, where they're not baby-sized anymore, but they're not fully grown yet either. But they'll keep getting bigger. One day they'll be just as big as that full-grown adult cow's horns. We're also passing termite mounds out here, everybody. Those termite mounds are the jagged structures that are sticking up out of the ground. Termites build them out of a combination of the soil, their own spit, and their own dung, and the animals really appreciate them because they rub up against them. and it helps them scratch all of the itchy spots that they can't reach because they don't have fingers like we do. And let's see if we spot anything else out here right now. Like I said, it's getting a little later, getting a little chillier. We can also take a look at some of the trees we've been passing. You might notice a lot of the leaves end at a very similar height on a lot of these trees. That's evidence that there have been giraffe in the area recently. Giraffe love to eat everybody. They snack for up to 20 hours every single day. So they've eaten just about everything they can reach up to a certain point on a lot of these trees. So to give you a sense of how tall a giraffe is, look at basically where all the leaves end on the trees. And that's a pretty good indication of at least how tall our tallest giraffe is out here. Giraffe live in groups called towers. And that's because they tower over us. They can be 20 feet tall, fully grown, sometimes more. All right, everybody, look to your right. Not a giraffe, but a wildebeest way out there. Kind of on the slant of that hill to our right-hand side. Wildebeest are the second most densely populated mammal on the planet today, second only to us, the human race. And every year they have a migration where 1.5 million of them all come together once to make a trip across the plains of Africa. It's one big unit, so they have really taken teamwork, makes the dream work to heart. Oh my goodness, we found the giraffe. Look at them over here. Friends, we found a baby giraffe. Oh my goodness, the baby giraffe is the one that is standing in the middle of all the trees. It's a little shorter than the other ones, but still pretty tall, everybody. A baby giraffe is born around 6 feet tall, so taller than I will ever hope to be from the moment it's born. Good for the giraffe. But there they are over there. Everyone, those are Maasai giraffes. We know that because of the shape of their spots. Different giraffe species have different shaped spots. The Maasai giraffe spots are a little rugged around the edges. They're a little splotchy looking, whereas other giraffe have a much harsher, defined line delineating the edge of their spots. Alrighty, we are now heading towards elephant territory. Of course, I can't promise we're gonna spot an elephant out here today, but we're gonna be on the lookout for one, everyone. They are known to hang out in these areas. The elephants that live out here are African elephants, of course. And elephants are a pretty iconic animal, if I do say so myself. Would you all agree with that sentiment? Yes, they are very iconic, and something that makes them super iconic are their trunks, of course. An elephant's trunk is a pretty identifiable part of it. I like to say it's their superpower, because they have more muscles in their trunks than we all have sitting here together on this truck combined, which means they can do a lot of things with their trunk. They can pick things up, they can put things down, they can eat, they can breathe, they can drink, and they can make that trumpeting sound that I am sure we have all heard of before. But everyone, trumpeting is not the only sounds that an elephant makes. They also communicate through a series of low grumble and rumble noises that are actually too low for our human ears to identify. So that does mean if we ever see a couple elephants hanging out together and we don't hear them trumpeting, they might still be having a full conversation. They might be gossiping for all that we know, everyone. We are just simply not privy to their conversations. And like I said, we're still in elephant territory, so everybody keep on keeping your eyes out for those elephants. Fingers crossed we'll spot one out here. And then they haven't gone to bed yet. Okay, my friends, so come under this bridge here. Look at the red clay on either side of us. I point out red clay because our elephant friends eat it. It has nutritional properties in it for them, so it's yummy in their tummies and it's good for their health. And I should also mention that African elephants live in matriarchal herds. That's a fancy word that means predominantly female. In fact, male elephants, when they reach adulthood, will often wander off all by themselves. Sometimes they'll form herds of all male elephants. We have a name for that too. It is called a bachelor herd. But more often than not, a lone elephant hanging out is probably a guy. And I really hope they don't beat us in hide and seek today, but I'm kind of fearing they might. But we're gonna keep looking. We're gonna keep looking. We've also found the baobab trees on the right-hand side, everyone. Baobab trees are nicknamed the trees of life because of their ability to act as a water source for elephants and other animals, as well as go leafless for up to 9 months out of the year. All thanks to how much water they store in those massive trunks. Oh, there's the wildebeest on the right-hand side. Look at them. Everyone, animals will poke holes in the trunk of the trees and drink water out from inside of them. The trees are also nicknamed the upside down tree, and that's because when they don't have any leaves, they do kind of look like they've been stuck in the ground upside down with all of their roots on top instead. Alright, you'll know elephants it looks like, but we found the greater flamingo over here at the watering hole. Greater flamingo are named for their size. They are the largest species of flamingo in Africa. And the pink color in their feathers there comes from the beta carotene in the shrimp they consume, so they're not born pink. They acquire the pink over time. They're actually born more of a whitish brown color. And I told you all I love animal group names, and the flamingos have a really cool one. Does anyone know what a group of flamingos is called? They're called a flamboyance. A flamboyance of flamingos. So what does that bring us to? We bloat a hippo, a tower of giraffe, and a flamboyance of flamingos. Oh, we saw the pelicans. I didn't mention their group name. A group of pelicans is called a pod. A pod of pelicans. And we didn't see zebra out there, but they have a cool one too. A group of zebra is called a dazzle. Yes, because they're so dazzling. At least in my mind, I think that's why. They're so dazzling. Alright, we're continuing to look and find some animals out here, my friends. We found a mud wallow over there, not quite an animal, but you know our rhino friend we saw earlier, they really like mud. They roll around in it, helps them cool off, and it also acts as their form of bug spray and sunscreen, so it's really, really good for their skincare routines. Now everybody, rhino are an endangered species. They've been poached for their horns. It was once believed their horns had magical healing properties in them. Not true, their horns are made of keratin, which is the same substance that is in our fingernails and hair, so no magic there. But unfortunately the damage has been done, so one of our big missions here is to protect them, educate about their species, and help them repopulate, because everybody, I don't think any of us want to imagine a world without them. They're so cool. Okay, let's look over here. See if we spot anything. I don't. Okay, I can't tell if that's a log or an animal. I think it's a log. I think it's a log.
It's better than wood.
Definitely a log. They're really good at hide and seek, especially in the evening. Oh my goodness. That sun is so bright. Let's see if anything's hanging out over here by the rocks today without the sun blinding us. Oh, friends, look to your left. There is a lion up there. All right, shh. Over here with the sun's not in our eyes, and we're gonna sit and watch. Let's see if he talks some more. Oh, there's more of them. Carry on, my friend. Continue talking. Meow. He sees us watching now. He's like, I'm not gonna say anything. Well, that was cool. Everybody on the right are the water buck, by the way. Also very cool. Though hearing the lion roar is pretty amazing for us. Everyone, lions live in groups called prides, and in a pride, the females do the majority of the hunting, mainly at night, while the males stay behind to watch over the future of their prides, which are their cubs, of course, and protect their territory. Now that one that was talking to us is absolutely the male lion. There he is again. Hi, buddy. I wonder if he's gonna talk some more. I don't think so. I think he said his bit and he's done. Yeah. We know he's the male though because of his mane. Everybody, only male lions have the big bushy mane, the females don't. And that is so amazing that we got to hear him talk. Everybody, a lion's roar at full volume can be heard up to 5 miles away. So that guy can be really, really loud when he wants to be. Okay, let's see if we get another view of those water buck. There they are to the right-hand side already. Water buck are named for their love of water. Yes, I know, very, very creative, but it's true. Water buck love water. They drink abnormally large amounts of it every day, and they even waterproof themselves by emitting a smelly, oily substance onto their fur coats, which helps them when they want to swim away from danger, as opposed to running away from danger. And also, my friends, if you take a look over there on the right-hand side, there's some eggs on the ground there. Now, I don't know about you. I have never seen a chicken egg that big before. So I'm going to assume those are ostrich eggs. Ostriches are the largest flightless birds, so it makes sense that they would lay the largest egg of any animal on the planet today. Their eggs can be the size of your face, weigh the same as approximately 2 dozen chicken eggs, and if you were to sit or stand on one, probably wouldn't break. So, quite large, a little heavy. Pretty durable too. And now, my friends, we have one more stop to make here on our safari adventure. We are indeed passing the warden's post, and there is something in the warden's yard I do want to mention to you. It is going to be this yellow triangular shaped box hanging here in the middle of the warden's post. Everyone, it's no ordinary box. That's actually a beehive right there. And the beehive has a really cool story behind it, so let me take you back a few years. A few years ago here on this very reserve, our scientists made a really awesome discovery about the African elephants. They learned that, like many of us here, I'm sure, the elephants get really, really nervous around bees. How many of you get nervous around bees? Yeah, I do. I don't want to get stung. And neither do the elephants, but what does that have to do with the beehives? Well, in Africa, farmers had a little bit of an issue. They couldn't keep the elephants out of their crops and fields, and they were trying to find a way to, encourage them to just go somewhere else without physically harming or removing them. So they teamed up with our scientists to form the Elephants and the Bees project, my friends. I so encourage you to check it out. It is really, really cool. In short, they put a whole bunch of beehives, like the ones you saw back there, into the farmers' crops and fields, and now the elephants absolutely stay away because the bees make them nervous, and that is a win for the elephants, everyone, because it protects them from other, let's just call it, less ethical means of removal. It's also a win for the bees because it gives them a safe place to call home and build their colonies. And it's a win for the farmers because their crops are safe and they can sell the honey for a little extra cash. So it all just goes to show how conservation efforts really, really do make a difference for every species involved. And we can all make our own conservation efforts, everyone. Anything from recycling old materials to using a refillable water bottle over a plastic one. All of it goes an incredibly long way in protecting our beautiful planet and everything that lives here. And with that, we did it, everyone. Our safari has come to an end. I sure hope you had fun out there. I had fun with all of you. Now, I would tell you goodbye, but here on the reserve, we don't like that word. It's far too sad and far too final sounding, so instead, I will tell you Kwaherini, which means to go well. So, Kwaherini, everyone, I hope you go well, go wild, go make a difference, and go have a great rest of your time here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Once again, my name is Jordan. I am from Arizona. Thank you so much for riding with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening here. And with that, my friends, watch your hands, arms, feet, and legs. The doors are going to slide back open, and watch your step as you exit. Kwaherini, everyone. Have a good one.